So if you are a husband, please stand up so we can recognize you. You are very good. That's okay. Wonderful. Thank you. Wonderful husbands. All right, consultants, are you excited? Anyway, if you are a consultant, please stand up. We want to see you. We're excited. All right. Okay. And if you are a star consultant from the last for the last quarter of March 15, continue standing. Come on. Okay. If you have ever won that gorgeous heirloom Mary Kaye signature bracelet, will you please stand up? Hello, bracelet. Wonderful. Congratulations, ladies. If you are a consistent star for the last 3 quarters of seminar 2017, will you please stand up? Okay. Thank you, Ophelia, for leading the pace. And you know what? There's one more quarter to finish up the quarter for seminar 2017. If you are a star team builder with 3 to 4 team members, please stand up. At least 3 or 4. All right, let's start with Charlene. Charlene, okay. And any more with 3 or more, or 3 to 4? Okay, working on that. Okay. Team leader, of course, with 5 team members. That's when you can start qualifying for a car in Mary Kaye. And when you become a future independent sales director with 8 plus, you can tell Mary Kaye that you are interested to become a director, of course. So and then become a director in qualification. Which leads us to the leaders of Mary Kaye. The independent sales directors, that's the next rung of the ladder of success in Mary Kaye. So, independent sales directors, if you can just come up to the front, they will introduce themselves. And there's 2 questions that they're going to answer for us. I am so proud and privileged to introduce these wonderful directors that I love working with. And the 2 questions that they're going to share with you are how long they've been building their business in Mary Kaye and what excites them the most about their Mary Kaye career. So maybe I can start with Kathy.
Yes, I would love for you to. I'm Kaye Yuen. I actually started my business 10 years ago, and I did that because I couldn't find a consultant. So I just decided to take the bull by the horns and do it myself. And what I found along the way is that, and what excites me the most, is just watching new women who come in and try the product and look in the mirror and go, oh my gosh, I really look pretty. And that just warms my heart. I love that. And then seeing some of them then choose to be part of the business with us and be sister consultants and directors is just really, really fun. That's it.
I'm Karen K. Louie, and I have my husband with me tonight, Willard Louie. Always a great support. I think we love it when our husbands come out. I just celebrated on March 31st my 33rd anniversary with Mary Kaye. And also on April 1st, the next day, I celebrated my 13th anniversary as a sales director. So I think what I love most about Mary Kaye is just the chance to meet so many people. It's really fun to have a unit with lots of different kinds of people and all different age ranges that we get to meet when we're out working. And what there's nothing hard about playing with makeup, right? It's just so much fun, and it's such a great way to build a business. I mean, you can have fun, and then you come home and you've made money. So it's just really a great business, and I love it.
I'm Kaye Yuen. I've had my Mary Kay business now for about 9 years. I've been a director building our business for this will be our 8th year as a unit. I have to say that it's a great time to rebuild. It's a great time to restart. It's a great time to grab the bull by the horns and restart your life. So I'm actually doing my Mary Kay business because in my mature part of my life, which is when I started my Mary Kay business, I wanted to have something for the future. And so Mary Kay is my future. Okay, so that's what I do today.
And lastly but not the least, I'm the excited and dedicated and committed, consistently moving to the top, persistently, I should say, moving to the top. Perlan Chera from the Top Achievers Unit. I've been building my business for 39 years. And a few weeks ago, I received my little pin that says 149 quarters, meaning there were 149 prizes, wonderful prizes. That Mary Kay just sent to my door, and it always amazed me that when I get that package, I'm just a little bit, I said, look what I have. And so my office and my home there's a lot of Mary Kay prizes. So anyway, I did know that when I signed my agreement. I joined my Mary Kay business when my sons were only 1 month old and 3-year-old. I'm a grandmother of 5 now, so that makes a big difference, but they're cute. And I try to be just a great grandmother. So anyway, I love my Mary Kay too because I get to work my Mary Kay around my family schedule. I like being my own boss because I can work hard when I want to, and I can play hard when I want to spend with my family also. So that's the beauty of Mary Kay. And lastly is the choices. When you have a business that you really like, it's not work at all. You have a lot of choices. So I love my Mary Kay. And now the elite and cream of the crop. Thank you, ladies. Our special guest, future Executive Sales Director, Kaye Yuen.
Oh my goodness.
And may I have Cliff come up here?
Oh.
Okay. This is just to welcome you to the beautiful island of Hawaii where you were here anyway. I just want to introduce them right now, but Kaye is going to share her wonderful experience with Mary Kay later on after we have Karen do the beauty tips for everyone. So anyway, can you answer the 2 questions also, Kaye?
Oh, well, I have been in Mary Kay for over 40 years, and one of the greatest things I love about this is I'm my own boss. There's nothing better than working for yourself. And I used to be a school teacher. In fact, I was down the street over there at Central Intermediate for 2 years. And but I wanted to be a stay-at-home mom. That was my #1 goal. and I made more money at a 2-hour Mary Kay appointment than teaching school all day. So I was smart enough to figure that out. 2 hours better than 8 hours. So that's when I joined Mary Kay. And I'll give you my little story later. What it was all about.
Okay, and now for beauty tips from our makeup artist, Karen.
Well, I love everything about Mary Kay. I love the skincare, the body care, and I love the glamour. Who doesn't love getting a box of glamour delivered to the, it's like Christmas, right, when you get your order. So tonight I've asked Janice to volunteer. We just want to do a quick tip. I don't know how many of you have tried the ombre lip look. Anybody tried it? Have you seen it in the magazines? It's very popular right now. So we're going to do a look on Janice that everybody can wear. The ombre lip look can be worn in a really bright, fun, trendy way, or it can be worn in a more conservative way. So tonight we're going to do a little bit more conservative. So Janice has generously volunteered, and she has already treated her lips with these satin lips, sugar scrub, and balm. Can you get that mirror out? And she is going to line her lips first, and everybody can wear this with the deep nude lip liner. She's going to start lining the lips at the bow, the Cupid's bow, and then she's going to draw a little line down on the bottom, and then she's going to connect the corners. Now, when you put on your lip liner, it's always a good idea if you fill in your lips fully to brush it softly with a lip brush. Why? It softens the lip liner, takes away any streaks, and it makes your lips look like they're sueded. And that's what we want, right? Soft-looking lips. No, that's perfect. We want it to be dry. Now she's going to take her lip brush. Can you see her lips lined? And she's going to gently blend that out. And so again, these are colors everybody can wear, and your consultant or director can show you all kinds of other color options if you want more jazzy looks. The next color she's going to put on is the light nude, and she's going to fill the rest of her lip in with the light nude. Do you want to get in your brush? Sure. Okay. Kind of hard to do all this standing up, right? Okay. Now she's going to fill in with the nude liner and completely blend it in. And this is a really great ombre look that everybody, every age group can wear. It's not going to be too over the top if you work in a conservative industry, but it gets you looking on trend, right? Now, when you finish the two liners, you can cover it with another lipstick. And the best lipsticks in Mary Kay would be something like sheer blush. It allows the color to shine through and then give you that little glow. It looks great on everybody. Okay, got it on. Now we're going to take your brush and blend. But tonight we decided we'll top it off with our new Magenta Ray lip oil. And all of the lip oils would be great with these two colors. But we chose Magenta Ray based on what Janice is wearing tonight. Don't you think that's the best choice? Okay, so you want to show me your lips now? What do you think? But you can see the ombre color, right? And now we're just going to put the Magenta Ray over the top. That's the lipstick. This is the lip oil, so it has a lot of coverage, but not complete coverage like lipstick, but it's more coverage than lip gloss. So this is perfect for people that want a little more, but not too much. And it's non-sticky, it stays on really great. So this lip look will last Janice all day. And be sure when you put it on that you cover all shades of the lip liner. Okay. And then we've created a subtle ombre lip look that everybody can wear as your starter colors, and then you can move up to something more wild and crazy. Okay, so what do you all think? I'm gonna go around and show everybody real quick. I'll take that. Thank you. And so remember, your consultants can show you how to do this look. Well, I think Janice has a future in modeling. Let's give her a hand.
Thank you, Karen. Thank you, Janice. And while she's releasing a food, go ahead, Janice. And of course, the spring products are still available. They're wonderful. There's many reasons why you can call your clients, talk to share with them about the new spring products. Thank you, Janice. Alright, let's give her a big round. I'm very privileged to introduce to you our special, wonderful guest tonight. I can share with you a little bit because I feel so good about seeing this wonderful lady is amazing. See, I've gone to probably at least 4 Mary Kay top directors with her, and these are Mary Kay free trips. And I'm sure that Kay has gone so much more after that, my last one. So, Kaye Yuen, future executive senior director in Mary Kay, from Carmichael, California, married to Cliff, beside her. And she's a former science teacher in Honolulu. She has 2 children. Son, Lance lives in Central Asia with Mandana and their 2 children. Daughter, Carrie, lives in Colorado and travels the world for her job, and during the winter holiday, teaches at Vail as a pro snowboarder.
Wow.
That's amazing. Snowboarder. Her Mary Kay achievements. Kay is currently on target for, listen to this, number 17, 17 pink Cadillac. She's a member of the Queen's Court of Sales and Recruiting. Sales meaning winning diamonds and beautiful, beautiful prizes from the company. Recruiting, sharing her opportunity with at least 24 women in 1 year qualified. She has been a member of the Circle of Achievement and Circle of Excellence Club for 38 consecutive years.
Wow.
And that Circle of Achievement is 250,000 to 450,000 unit club 24 times. Wow. 24 times. Wow. And 500,000 or $500,000 to 700,000 unit club 14 times. Oh my goodness, this is so inspiring. Her bonuses, she has a 5-carat diamond watch from Mary Kay, of course, that she received on stage in front of thousands of women and men, of course, attendees. 3 diamond rings. And when we say diamond rings in Mary Kay, they are real diamonds. Diamond bumblebees, the thing that flies. Okay. Trip to London, one of the best places that you can go to. Trip to Germany and Austria. This is the place that we went to. Mary Kay gave us a car and we drove on the other side of the road. Okay. And listen to this. How many of you would like to have big cash bonus?
Yes.
Cash bonus for achieving extra levels of accomplishments totaling $59,000. And one of the top recognition in Mary Kay that you can earn is being a monthly Good Give recipient. And Kay, of course, portrayed that Good Give spirit. So congratulations, Kay. And a few days ago, she was sharing with us how the company put together a video and all the details and so on. It was so, I mean, gosh, we were listening with awe and awe. And Kaye had a recruiting training video for the company Mary Kay that was filmed in Seattle, Washington. That's amazing. All right, Kaye Yuen, Future Executive, Senior Director.
Oh my goodness. I don't know if I can beat all that what you just said. But I have to tell you, when I first joined Mary Kay, I lived in Moomoo's, right? And I saw a couple of you kind of smirk and laugh when she said I was a science teacher. And a couple of you did, I knew who you were. My friends all say, my son says, I don't think your kids learned anything. I said, oh, it doesn't matter, But I wanted to go back to California to live. I didn't want to raise kids here. Sorry, but I wanted my children to have a bigger opportunity of really living back in the mainland. So I asked my husband, do you want to go back? He had a business here, and he said, sure. We moved back to California. I had nothing but muumuus and sandals. I was pregnant, so I had really nice maternity clothes. So we went off, we were in California, and I was kind of doing this. There's more to life than changing diaper. I said, there has to be something else I can do besides change diapers. So he said, why don't you go back to teaching? Well, the thought of working 40 hours a week, I thought, oh no, I can't do that, And my girlfriend was doing this Mary Kay thing. And you have to remember, when I lived here, I wore no makeup. I was really young, so I could get away with that. No makeup. I had nothing on my face. My wedding picture, I leave it by my office at my house, so they can see that I wore no makeup, even in my wedding picture. So I said, I really don't want to do this. My husband said, you ought to do this. So I said, if you want me to do it, you go sign up. And he did. He told my husband, here's the money, go sign her up for one of these, whatever the case is. And so I joined Mary Kay in May. And in June, I was so sick and tired of not having any friends. I didn't have a babysitter because we were new in Sacramento. And I didn't have a car because my husband said, why should I buy you a brand new car if you're not going to go to work? I'll buy you a used car. And I said, oh, I want a new car. But then I didn't want to go to work, right? So he says, well, I'll decide what we're going to buy you. So I said, okay, I'll do this Mary Kay thing. You can buy me a car. He said, well, you go make some money first, and then we'll see what we're going to do. So that was now it's June. And my recruiter that lived in Los Angeles said, why don't you come to this Dallas thing with us? I thought, I get to get out of this town. I get to go see my friends. I get to go do something. And my sister said, what, I'll babysit for you. So I'll bring Lance down here to LA and you can fly. Well, I had never been to a Mary Kay function. I'd never been to a meeting. Nobody told me I was supposed to dress up.
Oh.
Seriously. I went to seminar with my muumuus and shifts. How many of you been to Dallas to seminar? How do they all dress? In suits. And here I was in and my girlfriend said, you know what? You have to bring one long dress though. Well, I had a lot of long. And so I took those. So I got on, and then she said, you better wear some nylons. That was a big mistake. And I said, because we don't wear nylons here in Hawaii. And when I was having a baby, I didn't wear nylons either. And so she said, you gotta at least put on some nylons. I said, okay. Those little charts that you read on the back of the I had never bought nylons, so I'm reading this. And really they don't tell the truth on the back. So I bought the size that fit my height and weight and everything else. Okay. And I was a lot skinnier then too, so okay. So I got them, and I didn't try them on before I went. I put them on, they went on, okay? And then I got on the plane and used it for a while like this. You know what happens when you get one that doesn't match your size? And you sit, they kind of go, you know, they roll down, they start rolling. Well, I'm on the plane, and by the time I stood up, it was down to here. You know, the band was down to here because it was just, so I got a little petite, and I wasn't quite that petite, so it came down. I got off the plane, and you know, in the 70s, our skirts were short. And it came up, I had a skirt on to here. And guess where I crotched my pantyhose was? Okay, I had this little Hawaiian shift on, with some sandals, a little straw bag, my nylons were hanging out, and no makeup on. Got off the plane like this. I didn't dare walk straight because they were showing, so I had to go like that. Got off the plane. It's okay, they thought I was Japanese anyway. So I got off the plane, went to the bathroom, yanked them up, walked a little bit. You know, they start sliding back down. I had 4 of those. I had to wear those. Every place I went, you know how you go like this? Hiking up your kind of always hiking up your. Well, my director met me for the very first time in a muumuu, sandal, straw handbag, no makeup. Guess what? She taught me a really good lesson though. She wouldn't talk to me. Oh yeah. She looked at me like, I don't want to have you in my unit group. Yeah. But it's okay because I didn't know any better. Oh, and I used to cut my own hair. In Hawaii. Because if I didn't like it here, I'd go like this. If I woke up in the morning, my hair stick up, I just put it off. So I had this really shaggy, funny looking hairdo also on top of all this. No makeup, shaggy hairdo, shift. But the hairstyling is in now, you know, so it's okay. But I didn't care. Because I didn't know any of them. So I went to seminars, sat down, and I was mesmerized. I was watching all these women. Some were tall, some were short, some were like this, some were skinny, and some were not so pretty, right? They're being crowned queens. They had diamonds. They're getting free cars. You know, we had a couple blind people. They're absolutely, totally blind. They go on stage with their cane or their dog to get the keys to their car. And I thought, huh? How did they get keys to a car? Because you don't have to take the car, you can take cash every month. Okay, if I decide not to take my Cadillac, they'll pay me about $1,000 a month, you know, extra, boom, to give it to me. But, so you can win a car whether you're paraplegic or whether you're blind or whatever. If you do the work, you can still get a car. Okay, you can get anything that you deserve and you work for in this company. So I sat there and I thought, I could do this. I could do this. So I came home and decided that, you know, I took Cliff, I said, I really want to do this. He said, well, let me see. And I didn't know anybody, but you know what? He's in sales. So he said, your job is to put out 5 business cards. See, when I got started, Perlita knows, we didn't have all the goodies you have. You know, your little samples and, you know, all the little neat things you guys have. We only had a business card. That's all we had. And he said, go put 5 out. Well, they were gay, so I get dressed. I finally learned how to get dressed. And so, put a little bit of makeup on. I took my beauty case out from under the bed that hadn't been open for 4 or 5 months. You remember, I started in May. My very first class was October. So if you're a slow learner and a slow starter, don't worry. The most important thing is to get what? Started. Once I got started, he said, just put the business card down. Well, there were days, and he said, don't come home until you do that. Well, there are days I did not want to put, I didn't know where to put my cards. So I would go into a really nice restaurant, go in the bathroom, put 5 cards on the counter, and walk out. I didn't have 5 cards when I got home, so I got them out. But you know what that taught me? Because I did get a phone call once. And one day I had one more card left. I had one card. I don't know who to give this to. So I'm sitting there, and my son wanted an ice cream, so we're sitting at the counter on the little thing, and I'm giving him some ice cream. And this beautiful, beautiful girl came and sat next to us, and she's eating her ice cream. And I kept looking at her, and I kept looking at her, and I thought, oh, she's almost done with her ice cream. I better just give her one. So I finally took out my card, and I turned around, and I said, you know what? I'd love to give you my card. And she said, she said, you know what? Maybe my boss would like it. You know what that means? She's going to put it in her boss is her trash can, right? And so I thought, oh, that's it. But, I still gave her my last card. Well, I got home, and her boss called me.
Wow.
And she said, I've never tried Mary Kay before, but I would love for you to come over and show me all about your Mary Kay. And I said, really? I didn't know who she was. I had no idea who she was. So I went over to her business. She is a coordinator of a modeling agency. She's a coordinator of all the commercial people. She runs commercials does commercials and things. She also runs all the pageants in my city. Sacramento, the little children one, the Miss Teen, Miss America, Miss, California, all of those. Holy moly! What a great diamond in the rough. That's one thing I learned from that. Never, ever, ever estimate until you leave your card wherever. If I have nothing else, I have one more card left for the day or one more brochure. Now I do lookbooks a lot of times. I just leave one at Starbucks coffee shop right there. And Lord and behold, somebody picked one of my lookbook up and called me. I had a great customer. This job is so easy. I'm serious. You know what? I was brought up in a Japanese family where my mother always said you can't go anywhere unless you take a gift. Okay, that's very traditional Japanese thinking. Okay, so even if I went to my girlfriend's house, she'd make me some cookies to take it over. Every place you go. So I've learned to give things, not ask and get things in return, to grab things. So therefore, the Mary Kay became very easy for me. I thought, as long as I'm giving things away, I could talk to people. I hate asking people, would you like a Mary Kay facial? That has never come out of my mouth ever in all these years, because I don't like to say that. But I would love to say, has anybody given you? That's so easy. You can walk into a doctor's office, every place you do business has, the bank. Don't go ATM, go inside. You can't give a book at the ATM. Go inside, go everywhere you go inside where there's people, right? And then I always say, may I leave a book with you? Everybody says, isn't that easy? Can you all do that? Say, can I leave a book with you? Go in the office. And sometimes I go into an office and I say, I'm looking for so-and-so. They said, oh, I think you need the office next door. Well, I knew that. But this girl was a receptionist there, so I walked in there. I said, oh, thank you. Can I leave a book with you just in case? Thank you for you don't care. If you put out 5 or 10 of those every single day, you're going to get lots and lots. That's how I get on the Queen's Court. I started my first class in October. Don't ask me how my class was, because I've never seen a class. So I just kind of did whatever I thought was right. And later on, I find out half of it was wrong. But it's okay. They all bought,
Yeah.
That same month, 5 people recruited with me.
Wow.
And you know why? Because I really, simple class. I didn't tell them much. We had a lot of fun. And so 5 people say, I want to do what you do. I said, well, I don't know how you do this, but I'll go find out for you. That was my first I never recruited anybody. But I got 5 people the first month. 4 months later, I was in direct disqualification.
Wow.
I have to You can do the same thing. And you know what? You can't tell me you live on an island and not enough people. Nobody here has money. I've been in all kinds of, I have consultants that are in their car and their red jackets that live in Timbuktu, where they don't have a lot of people, a lot of money, a lot of things. It's an attitude thing, So if you just turn it around, and you've got to have a great reason. If you do not have a reason to want something, I wanted, being an ex-school teacher, I always tell everyone I'm an ex-school teacher because I never wanted to be a teacher again. But then I found out I teach. I was teaching. But I really wanted, my goal was to make sure my kids went to private school. Well, where I live, I happened to pick the most expensive private school, so my husband said, well, why don't you earn the money? I thought, that's not nice. It's his child too, right? And he said, you got the money for put our kids in private school. I said, okay. And that, I have a reason now to go to work. If you don't have something to go to work for, maybe it's to take care of an elderly family member. Maybe it's to put some kids or one of your grandkids through school. I don't care what it is. You've got to have a reason for living and trying to do something. Well, that was my main reason. I have to make enough money to put my kids in private school. And they've all gone to private school. One of the other things I wanted to do is to make sure that we had money put aside for what? College. So they can go to college without a debt. So, I had a lot of goals. And one of the other things, I never want a clean toilet bowl. So I told my husband, I'm going to get a housekeeper. He said, you don't even work right now. What do you have a housekeeper for? I said, if I go to work, I have to have a housekeeper. I'm not going to do this anymore. Clean toilet bowl. I said, I read the clean faces. I don't want to do this. And you know what? That was another incentive. So every other week, I can have somebody clean my toilet bowl out. But if you don't have a reason to work, you won't get up in the morning and go to work. I don't want to go clean those mirrors. I don't want to go squirt these little bottles. But I do it because I have a reason. And that reason motivates me to go. Okay? Now, there's 5 things that you should be concerned about why you want to get into Mary Kay. Number 1, oh, by the way, we forgot. We have tickets over here. Okay? If you brought a guest with you, you get a ticket right now. Because we're going to raffle off some really neat, we're going to give you guys some gifts, okay? So if you have a guest, raise your hand and Pearl's going to come by and give you a ticket. The second way you can earn a ticket, and we're going to, when we pull names, see, the more tickets you have a better chance of winning some stuff up here. Okay. Is to ask me any question you want. While I'm talking, you can ask me anything you want. There's only 2 things you can't ask me: my age and my weight. Okay, those 2 things are off limits. Okay? You can ask me anything else. Okay, but so every time you ask me a question, she'll give you a ticket. Fair?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you don't understand something, go like this and we'll answer. How many of you really need cash? Need some more money? Be honest. Don't we all need more money, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Huh?
I don't need it. I want it.
Well, I don't need it either, but I sure want it. Yeah. There's a difference. Some of us don't need it, but we want it. Okay. If you really want cash, the average consultant in my unit and throughout America, I'm talking about Mary Kay in general, an average consultant, when she gets her beauty case, goes out and holds an appointment, makes between $15 and $25 an hour. That's average for brand new consultants. So just figure out how many hours you want to work. Now, if you are more of an established, after you have customers already that are doing reorders, then you bump that up to about $25 to $50 an hour. I think that's pretty good pay for a part-time job at home. Okay? So cash is really important, and you try living without cash, you'd be surprised how hard that is. You might see yourself in one of those little tent cities out here. You know, you guys got a lot of those out here. The little tent things, I know. Some of them are really creative though. I look at them and I think, wow, they're creative the way they make their little tents. So cash is really important. So you've got to know why you need cash. Okay? And cash is not really bad. In fact, I always tell everybody, you know what's really good about having excess cash? You can, first of all, do a lot more donation. You can tie more to your church. You can give more. See, I like to give, so I like to earn more so I can give. So you got to figure this out. You know, why do you need to earn money? Then the second thing is I find out there's so many people that their self-esteem isn't the best. I know my self-esteem wasn't the best. You know, when I got started, you know, look how I went to seminar and everybody tells me later on, my girlfriend, how everybody was laughing at me. But it's okay. I'm the only one out of that group that became a director, so I don't care. Yeah, you just kind of have to forget what other people are thinking about you. Besides, you're not that important. You just think you are. Okay, so what you need to do is get out there and figure this out and figure out what it takes for you to build enough self-esteem. I tell my consultants, this is what I tell them, you don't have to ask anybody for a makeover or facial. All I want you to do is go up and smile 5 times a day to somebody. Just smile. Get in the elevator and just smile and say hi. You try that for a week. Just smile at people. People will talk to you. You don't have to say anything but hi. Just smile. Then after you get comfortable with hi and smile, then you can start saying, oh, how's your day today? I did that one, you know, I never do that in a hospital elevator. There were 4 people in there, and I said, oh, hi, how are you all doing today? Oh, I know. So just do it in the proper places, okay? But I have to tell you a story that really hits my heart. Is I have a customer that's in one of the buildings, but there's meters in front of her building. You know, there's no parking lot. You got to park in one of the streets. And the meter people downtown, you know, because I live in the capital of California, going around and around, you know, just to collect money because our state needs more money. So they're going around and around, you know, on the traffic thing. So I walked in there, and she always has her check ready for me. I walk in, she has me the check, and I go, so I only put 5 minutes in there, right? I go up the elevator, come down, get in the car, put it in there. Oh my gosh, she's like, hey, I forgot my check. Let me go write it right now. Find her checkbook, she's sitting there. I'm looking, oh, yeah. I got half a minute to go get my card. So I'm gonna get it. So I get down the elevator, rush out the door, the meter maid is right there. Giving tickets already to everybody. Wow. And I don't have a ticket on my window. My meter was up again. I said, oh my goodness, it's broken. You know how lucky I am, I got a broken one. You know, when I got out of the car, there was a gardener that's cleaning the yard right there in front of the building. And I said, hey, good morning. Whoa, this building looks great because of the job you're doing. Whoa. I complimented him how great the yard looks. I said, look. He said, oh, I put money in for you. I didn't want you to get a ticket. Oh. See, he didn't do it for the other cars. Right? That taught me a lesson right there and then, that everybody you meet, I don't care what they look like, what they're doing, always say hi. Say something nice. Because once you get in the habit of doing that, I know, I go to groceries, everybody says, how come you're always so happy? I said, well, you want me to be grumpy? And they go, no, but you're amazed that you can be happy all the time. Okay. So if you need someone that you feel like your self-esteem needs to be brought up and you need a little bit more, you know, energy out there, Mary Kay's perfect for it. Because your directors will build you up like this. The third thing is, oh my goodness, you know, we haven't had a car for 38 years. I've been driving a free car. And you know, when you get your car in 2 years, it's always brand new. I don't have to do tires. You know, I just have to have oil put in the Cadillac, and my OnStar says, you know, you need to have more oil put in. So I take it down to the Cadillac place, and they put oil in for me. Doesn't cost me a cent, because Mary Kay covers all that. Okay, and then I have to register my car for the second year, right? Like $300 and some odd, and then they pay for it all. Isn't that nice? I know. The only thing I have to do is put what? Gas. I know. So I don't care what the price of gas is, because right, the only thing I have to pay for is gas. I know. My kids, you know, have always been driving around. They've gotten so used to yes.
Just to joke with you, so if you would have got the ticket, you would have had to pay for that, right?
Yes. Oh God, yes. Yeah, I would have. She gets a ticket over there. She gets a ticket.
Good one.
Remember when they ask a question, they get a ticket. Yes. Okay. Yes, I would have gotten the ticket. So, but I have to tell you, you know, one time I went to a classroom, not because it was my 25th or something, and we were roaming around the parking lot, and the security guard looked at us, and I said, looking for he says, wow, what a nice car. I said, yeah, it's fine. He said, he goes like that to my husband. He said, park right here, park it right here in the front. I said, this is in front of the door. He said, it's okay, I'll watch it for you, park it. It's amazing what that Cadillac does. It just kind of opens its, like, noses. I love having a free car. Because number one, you know how much money. Somebody has a question back there?
Yes, I did.
Uh-huh.
So how fast can I get a car?
How what?
How fast can I get a car?
How fast can you get a car? Tomorrow. No, you know what? The fastest car that was ever earned, we don't say won anymore because you have to earn it, earned by a consultant was 21 days. She won a car. Okay. So if you want to break that record, you can. Okay. That's 21 days since you signed your agreement. Isn't that amazing? Yeah. You know what I love about this company? You don't compete with each other. You only compete with yourself. You know what? If all of us want to go and earn the car, we could all get it together. So we encourage each other rather than compete with each other. That's the major difference in this company. Okay. So you really, really need to look at, am I willing to work for the rest of my life to drive a free car? I just figured that out. I saved over $250,000 in all these years. I don't know where it went, but I know I saved it. You know, that's what I always say. Where's it go? I don't know. But you know, if I had to buy a car, that's how much it would have cost me. Over $250,000. And I get it all free. Okay. So, and then the other thing that I really, really love is the tax write-off. My husband wanted the tax write-off more than anything else. You know, when you're self-employed, I'm going to give you one by one 10, like really some of the major things. Everybody has cell phones. I've seen you all with your cell phone. Do you know your cell phone now is on your business card, so it's tax deductible. Your internet server, you know, wherever you're using for your carrier, is tax deductible. A lot of you have what? Computers, right? And you have internet. Our entire work is done on the computer. Our ordering, everything we do is is tax deductible. So is the internet. So you just sit down and think everything that you're already paying for, that you're not getting any deduction for, you get it now once you're in Mary Kay. This is your business, okay? The other thing that I love too is like I travel here, I'm gonna write off this trip. I love you guys, but I also like my tax write-off. No. Everywhere I go, I work in my Mary Kay. And one year, I told my husband, I've never been to Boston. I don't have anybody in my unit that lives in Boston. So I said, we're going to go anyway because I'm going to find a way to taxi deduct my trip. And he goes, how are you going to do that? I said, just watch. So we check in. We're 1 week at a hotel. You get to meet a lot of people in 1 week, especially the girls that work there. It's like every morning I go, hi, and I go over there to the desk and give everybody a little sample or something, a card, a little hand cream. So they all start getting to know me. So every time I walk out of the elevator, they're all looking and going like this. So I go up and I said, you know what? Is any of you interested in what I do? If so, what time you get off work? Meet me right over here. I'll come back. And about 3 of them came by, and I had to fill out an agreement. Okay, so I have proof, and I do my taxes, that proof that I did 3 interviews over there. And then I booked a class in Boston. We did a class and sold product. So, you can go into a strange town and not know anybody, and you can do it right off. It's amazing what you can do, okay? So I've got consultants in about 30 states. And so we go hopping around all over. Everywhere we go, we get to sightsee, we get to work. I go up to Alaska all the time because I have a bunch of people up in Alaska. And it's really kind of nice because, I take him, I get to carry luggage, right? So, carry luggage, but we get to write off our trips. We get to write off meals, all the, fun things that we do. Yes.
Don't you get to write off gas or mileage?
What?
Mileage.
Well, if you do not have a Mary Kay car and you're using your own car, then you log mileage. Like, for example, when I go to the grocery store, luckily I have a post office inside my grocery store. And I go to the post office a lot because I'm mailing packages and doing a bunch of things. So every time I only go to the grocery store when I have to use the post office. So I write off the mileage to the post office, not to the grocery store. Okay. Now, when I go to the dentist, everybody in there is my customer, all the girls that work. And so I write off going to the dentist. Every doctor, I have somebody in there that's my customer, so I write off. And if they're not my customers, I write it off anyway because what? I'm giving away samples. Everything you do. But if you have a Mary Kay car, 98% of my car is tax deductible. Every expense, all the miles. So if you take the mile at the beginning of the year, the mile at the end of the year, and I say, well, 98% of the time I'm doing some kind of Mary Kay in this car. And so my accountant says you're allowed this much. So I take it. He says you're allowed 98%. So I take the 98%. So if you got to have a good accountant that really knows home business, you can do that. So, and of course, what the best thing I like about this product is I get to buy my product wholesale. Right? Why would you go to the store and pay full retail for a lipstick when you can buy it wholesale? And the wholesale is tax deductible because we have to use it to what? Demo and show. I don't want to put somebody else's lipstick on and someone will say, oh, I like that lipstick, like yours. Look how pretty that looks. You can say, what's in my Mary Kay? Look. She's wearing our product, okay? The only thing I buy that's outside of Mary Kay is deodorant, hairspray, and hair products. Almost everything else, body care, everything. If you're not using everything of Mary Kay, shame on you. How can you sell something you're not using? Every new product that comes out, I try it, whether I like it or not. Sometimes I don't like it. I don't like everything in our product line. Okay, but because it's not made for my skin or made for me. And the fragrances, half of them I don't like because they're not made for me, but my customers like them, so it's okay. But you've got to use the product on there. And if you're not using it, I can't sell something I don't love. So I fall in love with everything I use. And so I write off so much product line every single year because of for demo use. And then I love giving away nothing but Mary Kay products for gifts. Everybody who has a birthday, I even go to baby showers and I buy, like Pampers and all, and I always put some, like a satin handset for the mother in there. Every single thing I give away for gifts has some Mary Kay in it, so I can write off the whole thing. Did you know that if you decide you want to mail, like a birthday card to someone, one of your friends, put a Mary Kay sample in it, and you can write off the card, and you can write off the stamp. Did you know that? Yeah, because you're promoting your Mary Kay product. There are so many things you can write off that you forget about. Okay, so, why would I go work somewhere else when I can get all of this as my benefit? Okay, so besides the tax write-off and everything else that we are able to have, my son, when my children became 7 years old, my accountant said, your kids are old enough. You could start them young, because kids can act and do all kinds of stuff when they're young, and they get paid for it. Well, and because I'm self-employed, he says you can pay your kids anything you want. They don't have to do minimum wage kind of thing. I mean, you can pay them whatever you want. So at 7 years old, I paid them enough so they can pay most of their own tuition for school. So, because if I pay their school tuition, their school tuition, I don't get the write-off. That's not a write-off. But if I give my son a paycheck, and he paid, and I put that in his account, and we take that money to pay what school, then I get to write off because he's receiving a paycheck. The only problem is you can only go up to something like $5,000 a year. I mean, there's a cap on how much you can pay your kids at that age. Well, as my kids got older, they made what? More money. But they didn't get to keep it, you know that. I got most of it back, we put it over here to use it for whatever as we need. But at least you got a write-off. And my accountant did all that. You're legally allowed to hire your children under the age of 18. Now, if you have a grandchild or someone like that you are actually their full-time person that's in here, you can do that too. Okay? So you can, the write-off is amazing what you can do with this thing. And so my kids, their tuition and everything for school, majority of it got to be a write-off because I reran it that way. Once you start making money, your accountant, get a really good accountant because he'll know how to handle your money and how to move it around. Okay? And so actually it's so much better than trying to go from paycheck to paycheck. For heaven's sakes, quit that. Really make enough where you always have a lot of extra. And if somebody needs help, you can give them help. Also, too, that's what makes it really, really great. And of course, the last thing I love the most is being my own boss. I start work at noon. Nice. Really, isn't that nice? I get up, I go to the club, do my exercises, and I sit down with my girlfriends and drink coffee and do all that kind of stuff. I come home, then I go in the office and work from 12 on. And if I don't feel like working that day, then I don't go to my office. And my office is in my home, but I don't have to go in there to work. I can go shopping, I can go do whatever. But you know what? I love what I do, so I don't mind going in my office to work. And having an office in your, yes.
So how many days you do Mary Kay?
I can't tell you days, but I do about 20 hours a week, 15 to 20. Yeah. But when I work. I don't start work and then go load some dishes. Oh, how some of it. Oh, I should be making phone calls. No, I think I'll go do this first. I'll go do the laundry first. We all do that. We find some other thing to do around the house. Once I go into the office, I'm there to work. I don't go do other things around. I pretend like that's my office if I was going somewhere else to work, and I put in a full 4 hours of work. That didn't sound so much fun, did it? For those of you that work 8 hours, I'm sorry, but I put in a full 4 hours of work. And then if I go to work sometime at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I'll work until 8. or if I need to do something else, right? So it's really important. I love the flexibility of being my own boss. Like right now, I'm not working in my office, but I have a computer, right? It's at the condo, I can go and I can figure out, I did some orders for a couple of my new consultants. I mean, I can do a lot of things away from, even when I'm in Europe and I'm in Asia, wherever I happen to be on, I can do everything with my Mary Kay, with the computer. Because Mary Kay's, you can keep in touch with everybody. So it's great, you can be away, you can be, and when you get to a point where you have a lot of customers, when I got to the point where I had a lot of customers, I hired someone to help me with my customers. All she does is, does all the orders, get them ready for shipping, just calculates how much I sold, does my bank, gets my money check. She does all of that. And I'm grateful for that. She wraps up all the presents, their little gifts with purchase. Speaking of gifts with purchase, I'll give you one good hint. Instead of buying all those little PCP gifts, give them real product. Because real product goes towards your star, it goes towards your courts, it goes through, you don't get that by buying all the little, and then some of the PCP is so cute, guess what? They save it when they're going to travel, or they're going to save it and they don't even use it, right? And sometimes it expires. Always give them full-size product on there. And because you're telling it's a gift, you better wrap it up like a gift, okay? Make sure they're really nicely wrapped. My wrapping, the girl that does all my orders and stuff, she is an excellent wrapper. She does these big, that kind of stuff. She's beautiful food things all the time. You know what? I was showing the directors, and they'll probably show it to you if you get together with them. The easiest thing that my unit has been taught to do, and I do it all the time. I have a gift certificate, and it's just a piece of paper, and it says a gift for you and you put the amount in there. Mine says $20. And then right at the top, I just changed the, what do you call those things? Those little, the little heading up there. Like if it's for Valentine's, I had a little heart up there. Happy Valentine's, it said. And we roll them so they're long like this. We cut them across the paper like this. We roll them up, put a big bow, and don't put a little tiny, put a nice size bow on it. I put them in a little carry-on thing. And everywhere I go, I'll say, oh, happy Valentine's, I'd love to give you one of these. Remember I told you it's easy to give? And people immediately will go like this. Okay, Christmas time, there's 10 people working in my periodontic office. I walked in there, handed all the girls a gift certificate for $20. All 10 ordered. One big miracle set. See? It's a numbers game. You just give these out. We give them out all the time. Now we're getting ready to do Easter.
Okay, when you give the certificate, will you give a lookbook at the same time?
No.
So when?
I have my website on there. You can go to my website. They have my email. So all that information is on the bottom of the little gift certificate. I gave a sample to the directors, so they should that I met the other day. So they have one share. They can show you how to do that. But all my unit, I send it. My unit gets that every quarter. Whatever's coming up, like I'm doing one for Easter. We do one for Mother's Day. We do one for graduation. I mean, there's a holiday every single month if you wanted to. There's Grandparents' Day. There's everything. So you just make one for everything, and then you just go past it. And I was telling Perlita, this is how much a little gift like that, a little piece of paper that cost you maybe 2 cents with a ribbon, right? One of my consultants, her husband's military. In Sacramento, we have military base. So they go to the, what do you call that thing, BX or PX or whatever that is, okay. So she went in, you have to show your ID, right? And there's a girl that stands there, right there, checking ID and things to get in. And so Gwen walked up, and when she walked up, it was right before it was Valentine's Day. And she said, oh, happy Valentine's, here, I have a little gift for you. And gave her the gift certificate with a little hand cream. And the girl started to cry. The lady actually cried. And Gwen said, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I hope I didn't offend you." You know, she must have been like in her 50s. Okay, so she wasn't like a teenager or something. She started crying. She says, "You know what? This is the first Valentine card or gift I have ever received in my life." Okay, yeah. And Gwen said, "Oh my gosh." She said, "You know what? Then I need to get your name because I want to bring you a better gift next time I see you." I mean, just giving, you'd be surprised what your life would become. I have a girl in Birmingham. This is another wonderful story. And I was holding a guest event, and my consultant, because she's a nurse, she was getting off at the hospital, and she had to come to the guest event like this. Okay, so she went to a drive-through, you know, a Taco Bell drive-through. She was going to get hers and bring her food. She went to the drive-through, and you know, the girl that was collecting her money, Stacy just looked at her, and she said, I don't know what came over me. So all of a sudden, I looked at this girl, and I said, "Can I just pray for you?" And the girl bursted in tears. The girl behind she just bursted in tears. She said, "Oh no." She said, "Please pray for me." And Stacy said, "Well, give me your name and phone number." So she got a little piece of paper, put her name and phone number on there. She said, "I get off in half an hour." So Stacy in half an hour called her and invited her to the Mary Kay function and prayed for her. And guess what? She became a consultant. And she said, "We saved her life." She was, that night she was thinking of committing suicide.
Wow.
See how powerful we can be? There is more to just being a Mary Kay consultant. Your life can change so many people. And that's what I love about this business, is you going out, and that is Mary Kay's philosophy, is to change what? If you can just change one person's life, what a wonderful life that can be like hers. And what, you know, Stacey has done with Michelle. I mean, I talk to Michelle every so often, and I get chills because I knew that night she was going to go commit suicide. And now she's in my unit. She's been in now a year and a half and doing okay. She's living in a shelter home right now, but she's doing okay. And I'm just so grateful for that we have this opportunity to do things like this. But there are a couple of things I'm going to ask you to all do that I want you never to quit your Mary Kay, because somewhere in our life we all have ups and downs. We have junk happening in our lives all the time. We have to take care of elderly people. We take care of a sick person. We have to do this. You know, I mean, that goes on. That's life. And you know what? When things like that happen, money does make a difference. Do you all agree?
Yeah.
Yes, money does make a difference. Because I'm going to tell you, for 10 years, and you know, we never lost our car, we never lost a unit club, because I continued to work under all these circumstances. For 10 years, my daughter was a drug addict, and from the age of 16. And she went through 11 rehabs. That's what I'm telling you, why money is important. She ran away from 2 of them, but that's okay. I mean, you know, she put her in so many rehab places, in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out, all the time. Today, she has got a master's degree, and she's in drug counseling.
Wow.
Works for, right now she's in Minnesota interning at the Hazelton Betty Ford Foundation.
Wow.
That's where she ran away from twice, and yet they asked her to be an intern. It is totally amazing. But if we didn't have the money to help her with all the counseling, you know, we were spending $500,000 a month just for counseling. I mean, for all of that, for us flying in and out, we had to go to Texas, we had to go all over the place. Because, you know, when they're in a facility, you have to go on the weekends to what? Go for a parenting thing. And so, you know, I'm just so thankful for Mary Kay, because I had the freedom to just take off and go. When my father was sick, every Friday I left to go spend the weekend where my father was and then come home. I mean, these are the privileges that we get to do. If I had another job, I would have to say,
Is it true? I know I've been hearing it, and I'm looking at being a consultant at least at the end of the month. But is it true that not only do you have the freedom to do all these things, take care of your family, and when things do come up, but that you also have that support with you no matter what your personal life is doing, that say like our sisters here will help each other out to get through it.
Absolutely. Don't y'all agree that your sister consultants surround you? Do you know, it was career conference, and my daughter was on the street somewhere. We didn't know where she was. She had run away. She was somewhere. And got a phone call, and my girlfriend, one of my best friends, was at my house because we were going to go to career conference together. And luckily it was in my hometown, so we didn't have to go far. But we got a phone call that they think the Jane Doe that's in the hospital is my daughter. They found a phone number about like this in her pocket, and it was a phone number to my son's. And my son called Zach and Carrie's in the hospital. And we went down there, and the doctor said, you know, I don't know how she's alive. I said, I know how she's alive up there. She's, you know, have been taking care of her. And said, you know, I said, is she going to be okay? Yes, her vital signs are coming back. She's going to be okay. Okay, most of you would have sat there with next to her bedside. I had a career conference to go to. I had 20-some consultants sitting there waiting for me at career conference. I also had an obligation for work. And as long as the doctor said she's going to be fine, and my husband was with her, got in the car, went to the choices we make sometimes are the choices we have to make. And that's what built, you know, and my consultants knew I wasn't there. We had called the staff already and told them what was happening. As soon as I got there, one of the staff grabbed me, took me backstage, not go to my chair. We went to the backstage. The nationals that were there, the rest of the staff that were there, all held hands and prayed for me. What kind of company is this?
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful support system. Mm-hmm. When I went back to my unit was just like this because they knew. I said, yeah. You know, but this is the kind of company you have. You know, 20 years ago, I lost an eyesight. You know, that's like my husband has to drive me. I mean, I don't like him with me all the time. He has to drive me, especially at night, because I came home from seminar and I went like this, and I said, "Listen, I can't see. I'm blind out of the side." He said, "What do you mean blind?" I said, "I can't see." I mean, it's just, you know, it's not black, it's amber. It's just all brown. And rushed to the hospital, rushed to the doctor, get surgery. I had a retinal detachment. Boom. And for 18 months, I didn't drive because it took 9 surgeries because it went cockeyed, and I was allergic to silicone because they put a silicone buckle back there, and my eye just festered, and I was just having migraines and headaches. And finally, when they took the silicone out of my eye, everything started to heal. And my doctor said, "Good thing you didn't get silicone in my eye." I said, "That's the first thing he said. "Good thing you didn't get silicone in my eye." He said, "You have been really diseased." I said, "Yeah." You know, but I have to tell you, and I didn't get to drive for 18 months. You know, yeah, because you know when you have one eye, the judgment's really off. I couldn't even put the lid on my lipstick. I go like this, you know, because it doesn't work. And so for 18 months, but you know what? I didn't miss Queen's Court that year either, because I figured a way for my customers to all come to me. I started a big 40% sale basket of stuff I wanted to just move, you know, put it in. Every time I say, if you come to my house, you get to buy anything you want out of my 40%. So they all started coming to the house. And now they still do. Because they still have the basket. Yeah, they all come to the house for everything. They bring their friends, they bring you know, all my customers, very few do I have to deliver anymore. Yeah. And, but it's really nice because when I go to Dallas, I always have an escort. People always say, "How come you always have an escort when you go on stage?" Because they don't want me to fall off the stage. Because I don't know where the edge is, you know. I don't have the depth perception. And so, because I get these really nice, you know, everybody else walks across the stage by themselves, and here I am with this gorgeous. Yeah, so if you want a gorgeous escort, just tell them you're handicapped. Really nice. Yeah, really good. But anyway, and I know, you know, this is something, you know, and for $100 investment, look what you can have. You can earn extra cash. You can have the tax write-off. you can be driving possibly a free car. You can have, build your self-esteem, and you can have your own hours. How incredible is this on here? It doesn't take much. And Perlita was saying, one of the perks, it's not just all the money things, but Perlita, we know what it's like. We get on the air, we get ready to, someone's got a question back there.
Yeah, I just wanted to know what your favorite product is that we have.
The favorite product?
Yeah, yours.
My favorite product is our repair set. You gotta give them a hold, I need it. It's a repair set that keeps your face kind of wrinkle-free. Yeah.
Alright. Speaking
Yeah.
about getting the peel mask.
Oh, the peel mask, isn't that wonderful?
Yeah, I've never used it, but it sounds like
You know what? When you put it on, it tingles.
It's working.
Yeah, it's working to take all the dead skin off of your face. Okay, so it's a great, great product. And you know what? These are all the products we get to buy wholesale. I wouldn't want to pay retail for all that product, right? But the last thing before I leave and sit down, I want to share with you what it's like to go on a top director trip or go do anything with as a top director or go anywhere. You leave your house. That's the only time you carry your suitcase. You get in, you check it at the on the plane, and then the company does not put all the directors on the same flight, and they don't put staff on it. Why do you think?
Just
In case, yeah. So we fly out from different locations with different staff members. They're all there to greet us. Every flight has staff members. So we go and we fly out, and we never see our luggage until we get into when we went to Germany, right? Her and I. You get to Germany, and you're tired, of course, right? Because of the time change. And they come and grab your passport. And there's a bus waiting for you, a limo thing waiting for you. You get in it. They take you straight. I said, what about our luggage? You don't touch anything. They go with your passport. They go over there to pick up all your luggage. And then they take us straight to the hotel, 5-star hotel, always 5-star hotel. We go in, and we walk into a room like this where they're serving coffee and refreshments. So we sit down, we don't check in, we go over there, and they hand us our key to the room because they've already checked us all in. And by the time we get in our room, our luggage is in the room. Isn't that nice?
That's nice.
I mean, we are,
Out of all the trips that you have won or you have earned, what was the most memorable one?
okay, my most memorable one was because Mary Kaye was on this trip. Mary Kaye herself was on this trip. And I was telling Perlita, I can still see ourselves. We were in Windsor Castle, and Mary Kaye is real tiny. And she's shorter than me. She's like this. And so, she grabs my arm. She's holding my hand like this. And we're walking down the hallways of Windsor Castle. And she's looking at everything. And like she's in awe. She said, oh, wow, look at this. And she's just going on and on. She's in awe of all this. And then I looked at her and I said, Mary Kaye, this is how I feel when I come to your house. Because if you've ever been in her house, it's awesome too. And I said, this is how I feel when I come to your house. You know what she did? She looked at me like this, and she whacked me in the back, and she said, Kate, this is not a comparison. There's nothing you can compare. I mean, she just goes, this is not a comparison. She is really funny. So much. And one day, but those are some of the really memorable things that we get to do, and, they rent the whole castle out so that we can have dinner at a castle. We've had, the road trip was the most fun one. They rented all these BMWs for like 50 couples that were on the trip. And they gave us a map, and we could go drive around. And Perlita, we hooked up for 2 couples, and her husband wanted to drive on the wrong side of it. And Perlita could say, "You're going too fast. Because it's not on the autobahn. You can go as fast as you want."
Oh, yeah.
She said, oh, slow down. And we were in the backseat laughing like crazy, But, they pay for everything. And then there are days that if you don't want to go with a group on the tour or go on whatever, Because before you go on a trip, they ask you, these are all the options you have. And you can either take them or not take them. You know, you want to go on this tour, you want to go on this tour. Then you sign up for them before you go on the trip, so they have it all set up for you. And if you don't go and you want to have a day to yourself, they give you an envelope. And the first time they gave Clifford and I an envelope, they said, "Oh, this is for lunch." I opened the envelope and I thought, "Oh, wow." I said, "Clifford, we're just going to have some hot dogs and let's go shopping." They gave you a lot of money. I said, "Wow, look how much money they gave us." Yeah, they give you money just because we're not going on the tour with everybody else. But yeah, it's really, really wonderful. It's just incredible on there, and everything is always first class. They do there is not, and you know, I always wonder how they remember everybody's, especially the husbands. The first time Clifford came out, they go, "Oh, hi, Cliff," and you didn't even have his name tag on at that point. We didn't have name tags, and I said, "Wow." So one day I asked the staff, I said, "How do you remember all our husbands' names? I can see it knowing our names a little bit." He says, "Oh, we have to sit in class," and they show pictures of all the husbands. They show all the pictures of all the husbands. And they can say, "Oh, that's Cliff. Oh, that's it." Say all everybody's name. So when they get there, they know everybody's name. Incredible, isn't it?
That is so funny.
It is incredible. The finest restaurants in town. I mean, the kinds of things they take you on. Incredible. Someone wants to be a director back there, I can tell.
So, what were, the last, when did you work, when were you comfortable to not work like a 9 to 5, to like depend on, you know, like Mary Kay?
Day one, I joined Mary Kay to do work part-time, never full-time. I never wanted to work full-time. And so I made sure when I worked. So, you know what, most of you fool around too much in between work. You know, it's like taking a lot of breaks. Yeah, if I'm gonna work 4 hours, I work 4 hours straight. I don't fuss around with anything. And I discipline myself to do that. I'm really good at that point.
So have you never worked another job other than this Mary Kay? You have?
No, I used to be a school teacher. I did it 2 years.
So like once you started your Mary Kay, you started working other jobs completely?
Completely. I never worked another job. You know why? It's because this job paid me too much. You know, I could not find a job that was paying me $75 an hour at that point. Yeah. I was asked by Hill College one time if I would come and teach the grooming in class. And when they told me how much they're going to pay me, I said, "Oh, I can't afford to do that." I said, "Because my other company paid me 3 times that much, so I can't afford to take this on, even part-time." And which is true. I'm not going to do it. I said, "I'd rather do it volunteer."
I'm sorry to interrupt the vacation story, but I was wondering, you've already told us a little bit about how you had recruited those 3 women in the hotel. Can you give us some additional advice on the best ways of inviting other women into the business?
Well, do you know something? My best team members in my unit are those that used to be hostesses for customers for a long time. Make them your customers first. Okay? Don't just pick people off the street. I mean, you know, I'm a good example of not using the product when I got started, but I'm an exception to the rule. And there aren't too many like me that will start becoming, you know. But I just love what I do. You know, first of all, you gotta love what you do. If you don't like this job, well, heavens forbid, find something about it that you love. I love this job. I wouldn't. If somebody paid me $1 million, would you go do this? I probably would say no. Right? I mean, seriously, this job. Plus, the company is so great. I love the company. I love the philosophy of the company. I love the fact that God comes first, family second, and career third. That philosophy. And I love Mary Kay's Go Give philosophy, that we don't steal each other's customer. Hey, that's really important. My consultants will get up on their hand if they ever take somebody else's customer. I said, you can do a lot of other illegal things, but you can't do that one. I said, you do not take somebody else's customers. Yeah, on there. So, I love this. I love what I do. I get up in the morning and I love what I do.
What was your highest commission check?
In 1 month, including my sales and everything, about 20,000.
What is your average monthly income?
About 10 to 12. That doesn't include my free car and everything. It doesn't include all the freebies that I get, all the prizes that we get. I get so many gifts. I never know. I told the company, you should put in there what I won this for. Because I don't know sometimes. I just get gifts that come in the mail. Yeah. And I like the fact that I don't compete with anybody. Yeah, I compete by myself.
My friend wants to know, what do you mean by work when you're working?
Like when I decide I'm gonna go work at my Mary Kay, like call customers, work with my consultants, or work on whatever. I go in my office, and then I don't do anything else. I don't go out and decide to go have lunch. I don't go out and go set the laundry. I don't go out and decide I'm gonna go watch my favorite TV program. I don't go out and get on my iPad and do this kind of stuff. I work solid for those 4 hours. I could do 2 hours solid and then a break and 2 hours solid later on. I've done that. But when I get into my office to work, I work. I don't dilly-dally around with lots of other stuff. And my kids are so good. This is how good my kids are. When I go in my office when they're small, as soon as I went in the office, they knew not to bother mom. Because as soon as I got done, we can go to the park, we can do whatever, but they can't bother me. My son and his family were flying in from Europe. This is how good they are. And they were flying in on Monday night, my meeting night. And he said, Mom, our flight gets in at 7:30 on Monday. And I haven't seen them for almost a year, so they're coming in. And she said, I said, Mom, I know it's your meeting night. So I've already rented a car, and just to make sure you leave me my key, and I'll see you when you get home from your meeting. That's how great my kids have. They respect this job. Your kids and your family will not respect your job if you just do it part-time and just dilly-dally around and they don't see results. My kids know their education was paid for through this. They know that all our family vacations together. I meet my kids in Greece. This summer I'm meeting them in Europe. I go around and meet people. My daughter flew in from Michigan. She's with us right now. It's such a wonderful life if you just build it to the point. And your kids have to respect your family. You must respect what you do. But if I wasn't doing well and I'm dilly-dallying around, I don't think they'll respect it either. So if they don't respect it, because of you. So I want all of you to become rich, and you don't have to be famous, just become rich. Have some fun, make some money, enjoy life, travel around. You guys are all welcome to come to California. I know. See, next time I come. Okay, go ahead.
You mentioned a while ago that you had good self-discipline. Aside from that, what is the best character quality that we can develop in ourselves to?
The best character that you should develop for yourself. Okay. You know what I really believe is becoming, number one is procrastination. If you can cut procrastination out of your life, you'd be surprised what you can get done. There isn't anybody in here that is incapable of doing what I do. I'm serious. Most of you are probably smarter. You probably know a lot more people. You probably have a lot more, attractions than I have ever had. It's just that I had desire. And I had to want to. And I had a reason. I have every single year I start out in July, my reason to work this year. What is my reason to work? I'm there. So as long as you have a good reason, you'll be surprised what you can do. You know, and next time I come here, I like to see a sea of red in here. At least red jackets. Right?
Yes.
Getting on target for car. Think about the money you save just getting a car. You know, I have so many people say, well, my car kind of old. So, if your car's kind of old, you better start working on your car. You shouldn't be afraid to work at this. Because if you work a little bit on a regular basis, you'd be surprised. You could win a car. You could have 150 customers on your PCP. You can have a lot of things. You can have great recruiting checks. You can have, you know, I have unit members in about 30 states, so we travel a lot. But I love it because I get to meet people I've never met. You know, the first time I went to the South and all my Southern, oh my goodness, they would try to tell me something. I go, you know, Kaye, I go, yes. And they go, well, you know what I used to do? I was good, like, will you hurry up and talk? You know? I know. I had to sit there so long. I know. When they called me on the phone, I said, okay, you have 1 minute, so you gotta talk fast. They know that. I mean, I'm pushing them, but they try to talk a little bit faster, yeah. But because, yeah, some of them just like this. Yeah. I'm there. Then I go to Texas for the same thing. And yeah, every place you go is all different, but it's so much fun. Yeah. Yeah. I have consultants in my unit that are in their 80s. And there's a couple of them are my top consultants. They're all 4-quarter stars every year, every quarter. And I've got, you know, young ones, and I've got middle-aged ones, I've got grandmothers, I've got ones with little kids, I've got lots and lots of single consultants. Yeah. So it doesn't matter. You can do it. I've got consultants that work a full-time job, like Stacy is a nurse. She's got 3 little babies under the age of 4. And she's a red jacket. See? Because this is what she wants. She wants to leave her. She doesn't want to leave her nursing job. And she's a critical care nurse, so she's got a really heavy duty. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So other than starting out, other than you going out and giving out 5 cards a day and doing that push and just talking to everybody that you come across, or even just smiling at them, what's another thing that would really boost my business aside from that in the beginning?
Do you know what I did in my consultant that just moved she moved from Alaska to Tennessee. I told her to go to the chamber, look up every women's organization there is, and ask if she could just stop by, get to know these women, networking things. But don't stay with them. Just go visit, and go visit a lot of them. Because what happens is that you're going to like a couple of them that you really fit in really good with. That's what I did. I fit in with about 3 of them, and then they became my networking group. And then I got a lot of leads from them. And then after a couple of years, I just quit. I also, I went to do all kinds of crazy things. I went into a prison one day. I thought, oh, this is really kind of dumb, but I'm going to do it. Somebody asked me if I would be willing to come and give facials to the women that were getting ready to get out of prison. Okay. But they were concerned about our mirror, because if they go like this, they could become a weapon, right? I said, okay. So they looked at it, the sheriff she came by and looked at it, said, I think this would be okay, because it's got a pretty heavy duty thing around it and all kinds of stuff. And so these are women that are, they're going through rehabbing or whatever they're going through to get out of prison, to get a job. So she said, do you know a hairdresser that's willing? So I called Hal. I said, you got to come with me. I figured a guy would be okay with me. So I said, I want you to come with me, and you can do the hair. So he's over there, and all of a sudden, the sheriff's car pulls up in front of my house, because he said, you can't bring your own car in. and picks me up. Well, a couple of my neighbors happened to be outside. And I jumped into the car, right? They could not wait till I got home. The whole neighborhood now going like, what in the heck happened to me that I went in the sheriff's car? I went in there and it was the scariest thing. I walked in. At first, it wasn't bad, but then when you go through that first gate and the gate behind you goes, thunk. Yeah. I mean, it didn't feel good. It really did not feel good. Then you go through another gate, something like this, and then you go into the little room with all the women. Yeah, my gosh, these women, they're just little shoplifters and blah, blah, blah. I mean, they were really kind of pretty innocent women. Some were like grandmothers, and we were doing little makeovers, and I just did a quick little but then we had 2 sheriff women that were sitting in the cage with us. And then Barbara came up and she said, you know what? I like a facial. And she said, well, get a couple of other girls and we'll do one. So Barbara became a customer with the other sheriff that were in there. I mean, they weren't in there, but you know, they were guarding. And they said, now make sure you don't tell them your last name. They introduced me just Kaye, that's it. And they don't give them a card, even if they ask. Don't give them a card, don't give them anything, okay? You don't want any contact with them, okay? I said, okay, I'm fine with that. But guess what happened? Barbara became a Mary Kay consultant. So out of all that. Yeah, I should go to juvenile hall too and work with the young girls there. You can do all kinds of volunteer work. And fine, and you know, I'm not there to get those girls as customers, but you know, the workers that are in there. You get a lot of people, so you can do a lot of volunteer work and get customers out there. And of course, all the people that are working in the place, you know, I walk by before I leave and say, thank you for letting me come. Here's something for you. And I drop everybody again. Learn to do that. Okay? You know, this is just, it's simple. Marketing is you get a 10% result. If you give out 100 cards, you get 10 good customers. 100 cards. So if you give away 3, you don't get nothing. If you give away 10, you might get 1. If you give away 5, you get half a person. Hopefully it's the top half. You could at least do a facial on it. You're gonna have, it's a numbers game. I tell everybody, it's just a numbers game. And I'm no longer offended when they say no. I don't care anymore. If they say no, it's okay. But anyway, any other questions? Huh? If not, we're going to do some drops. Well, thank you for letting me come and talk to you. Some things?
Okay, we're ready for the prizes. So look at your coupons. And, well, let's see. Penny, you want to pick up, since I was the one who set up the tickets on the table, you want to pick up some?
Pick this on?